no one seems to want Lego to make Commandos. And as someone who really likes Commandos, that's a bit insulting. But in this video, I want to explain why I believe the majority of Lego fans don't seem to want Lego to make Commandos and what we can do about it. So I don't believe this is an issue with people disliking Commandos. I believe it's an issue with people not really knowing a lot about Commandos. So let me give an example. This is Delta Squad. So Delta Squad, if you want to know a lot about Delta Squad, obviously you got to play Republic Commando. But not a lot of Lego Star Wars fans play Republic Commando. And you could maybe look up some lore on these guys, but those are the two ways to really do it, is play Republic Commando or know a lot about Star Wars lore. Or you can kind of find Scorch in the Bad Batch, but that's really, I mean, you don't even really see him that much in the Bad Batch. I mean, he kind of isn't really referred to by name even. So it's really hard for people to know these like characters right here. So unfortunately, that's the case with Gregor as well, because if like Gregor is another character that I feel like Lego should definitely make at some point, but kind of like Delta Squad, he hasn't been really made, possibly because a lot of Lego Star Wars fans just don't really know who he is. I mean, he appeared in, what was it, one arc of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and then in Rebels as well. He isn't like a well-known character, but he is a well-known commando. So I think Lego maybe could make this guy in the future. I would love to see Lego make Gregor, but they kind of missed their window on this. And unfortunately, with I was going to call them the Bad Batch, with Delta Squad, I think they really missed their window as well, because, and I don't know if this is going to reopen. I don't know if the window is going to reopen, unfortunately, because it seems to me like Lego's only opportunity to make these minifigures was when they appeared in the Clone Wars, because that was when they started getting the most recognition. And they just didn't make these minifigures for whatever reason. And I don't know if I see another opportunity to make these coming up, unfortunately. So it really saddens me to say this, but I don't know if Lego will ever make Delta Squad. But that doesn't mean that they can't make Commandos in general. And maybe we can convince them, right? Maybe we can convince Lego to make some Commandos. So what do I think would be the best options for Lego to make in terms of Commandos? And I have two of them. Here's what they are. First one is just a regular Clone Commando, because we've seen these guys in the Bad Batch. We've seen these guys in the Clone Wars, especially a lot in the Bad Batch. And I think this would be just a good, like, it's also not the best for army building, but you can build a few of them in your army without your army looking too much out of proportion. I think this would be really cool. And another kind of adjacent minifigure would be pretty similar. It's the Imperial Commando. So we also saw a lot of these guys in the Bad Batch, and these would be really cool to make. Did Lego miss their window on making this minifigure? Absolutely. But I think one of these two minifigures could possibly be made by Lego. I think it would be more likely to see this one, because this one has more is more likely to maybe appear in future Star Wars media. I mean, that's not to say that this guy won't, because I mean, pretty much anything Imperial related, you might be able to see one of these guys as well. But I think Lego could potentially, maybe at some point, be most likely to make these guys. And I really love the design of these minifigures with their blank CAC helmets with decals from LSW Custom. I think this is the best option out there, personally. If Lego were to make Commandos, they should look exactly like this, in my opinion. And that's why I want to do something. I want to do an experiment, okay? So I'm going to, okay, first off, before I get into my experiment, I want to go into my experience with other people reacting to my Commando related stuff. And that is low perception, like low engagement, I guess. No one seems to care except for hardcore like Commando fans. It is an unfortunate reality of enjoying Commandos is you got that hardcore group that's like, they know everything. Okay, they know everything about Commandos. They're like, oh yeah, oh you want to know this fun fact? I got you. You want to be corrected even though you didn't ask to be corrected on this? I'm gonna correct you. And then you're like, oh come on, I don't appreciate that. And then you're like, I'm gonna use that next time someone else messes up the same as I did. But then there's those people, and then there's no one else who seems to support the posts that I do on that. Like on Instagram, for example, I would post some clone trooper and that would get, let's say, 500 likes. And then I'd post a commando. It would get like 200. It'd get like less than half the likes sometimes. It's just ridiculous. So I want to give Commandos one last chance on my community tab. Here on my community tab on this channel, I want to post 2 clone Commandos. Okay, so I'm going to post these guys that I just showed you guys, and I'm going to post this guy and this guy. Okay, and if they post, or if either of these posts get 1,000 likes or more, I will make whichever minifigure that was for. Let's say it was this minifigure. I will make more of this and sell them on my website. So the reason I'm doing this is, first off, okay, so I want the goal of this is to get Commandos out there, because if the posts get a lot of likes, then it'll show Commandos to a broader audience of more people. And the second reason is I also want to sell these guys to you guys so you can share them with other people, and so you can experience these as well, because I think these are the best versions of Commandos that you can get, because they're going to be somewhat on the cheaper side for customs. In terms of customs, it's not going to be cheap compared to like just Lego mass producing minifigures, but in terms of other customs, I believe these guys are going to be cheaper. I think they'll probably be around $20 versus a lot of other custom companies are like, oh yeah, we're going to sell these for $30. And compared to UV printing, decals are higher quality. So at least majority of decals, these particular decals are higher quality than UV printing. So I want to make these accessible to people, but I don't want to take a risk with Commandos by just putting it out there without anyone saying, yeah, I for sure want to buy it. So the 1,000 like thing is just purely to save my butt, so I know people will actually buy these minifigures, because I don't want to make them and then no one buys them, because that would be just such a terrible investment and I'd lose money from it. And I have a Commando army, I guess, but guys, I have a small business. Okay, I don't want to take that big of a risk. So those are the 2 reasons I want to do this. So basically, I just want to get Commandos out there. I want to make them accessible to you guys. So if you want to support that, you can support the community tab posts, which are already posted right now on my community tab. I cannot say the word community very well, apparently. So it's both linked in the description and the pinned comment as well, if you want to find it through there. So please support any Commando stuff as well besides me. I don't want you guys to take this as support me, only me. Support anything Commando related, okay? Doesn't have to just be me. Go out there, like some Commando posts, search up Lego Commando, okay? After this video, and like as many content related to that as you can, and hopefully we can get the word out there for the next time that Lego has an opening to make these minifigures. Okay, thank you so much for watching, guys. Stay positive and have a great day.